Yeah, this busy stretch of Parkwood Avenue between the plaza and Davidson used to be 2 lanes in each direction. Now it's just 1 lane in each direction. It's what the city calls a road diet, slimming down a street with fewer lanes for the same amount of traffic. But why would the DOT do that, creating a traffic jam where there wasn't a traffic jam before?
Because people drove up and down it like idiots and at 20 plus miles an hour over the speed limit.
That's City Council member Larkin Eggleston during a discussion of Charlotte's Vision Zero program, as in zero traffic deaths, explaining to the rest of council what neighbors on Parkwood already know.
There are plenty of people driving 10 miles an hour over the speed limit around Charlotte, and I wish they wouldn't, but that's not the problem. The problem is we have people that drive like complete morons.
3, 2, 1.
A few days later, Eggleston was among those out here on Parkwood for the rainy day ribbon cutting on a project that adds new lanes for bike riders but takes away lanes for speeding drivers.
Obviously, the changes made to the street will make it significantly less likely that people walking and riding bikes will be hit by a driver, but the design will also reduce speeding.
The new 2-lane instead of 4-lane design on Parkwood's hills and curves forces those speeders to slow down on a stretch of road where people have died because of speeding drivers.
So today, again, we're celebrating a safer street that we will expect dramatically reduce the number of serious injuries and fatalities.
The Parkwood project also connects to a similar Safe Street project on the plaza, where the signs say 30 miles an hour, but what really keeps the speed limit down is this long line of planters, pavement markings, and plastic barricades, narrowing the plaza to 1 lane in each direction. It's a lot safer for the plaza's peddlers and pedestrians because lead-foot drivers wind up hitting the brakes instead of hitting them.
What we hope is that the drivers will slow down and we have safer streets.
Police Major Dave Johnson is showing City Council this map of Charlotte's high injury network. 30 Vision Zero streets where CMPD's transportation unit wrote almost 4,300 tickets during the first 10 months of 2021. But it's been 2 years, $2 million spent, and too little progress, say some council members. Since our last report on the Vision Zero program in 2019.
Back here at home, friends and loved ones stopping by Myers Park today to honor a bicyclist who was hit and killed.
The breaking news stories on TV.
News: 1 person is dead after a crash on Mount Holly Road. And
the few seconds of accident scene video that all looks sort of the same until it happens to you.
And I'm rushing over there and I'm listening to the radio and I hear fatality on Money Road. And I was like, why didn't he just tell me so I wouldn't be driving so hard?
And I saw where there was an accident around the corner with a fatality of a motorcycle. I screenshot it before I left home.
I noticed my cell phone was exploding with texts from people asking me if I'd heard from Stacy. And that's Stacy. This was about 4 months or so before she died.
And for family members of Charlotte accident victims, their loss lingers long after the crash itself.
In 2020, for comparison purposes, our major crash unit investigated 81 fatalities. And unfortunately, we're on track to probably meet or exceed that number this year.
Those rising traffic fatality numbers are not what these city council members want to hear.
So we can't point to any improvement yet as a result of the things that we've done so far.
I don't think anything's going to change. I guess that's what I'm hearing. But I think it's one of the biggest problems we have in our city because people know they're not going to be stopped.
I do think we need to see more enforcement on particularly high speed.
Police, meanwhile, say they are making progress in some areas, like nighttime street racing.
We share your concern, certainly, with excessive speeding. You're all aware of the work that we've done this year to address drag racing and reckless driving. Where multiple cars are lining up and racing a quarter mile through a parking lot or down the street.
This is a really important issue in terms of safety. I mean, we have seen so many lives that have been lost because of the speeding, so many injuries. I mean, we got to get a handle on speeding on our streets.
But one council member, Braxton Winston, actually favors police writing fewer speeding tickets after getting one himself.
Last week, I actually got a speeding ticket on one of those high injury networks. You're not going to make that street safer by giving people speeding tickets for 54 miles per hour and a 35, because the infrastructure is what is dangerous.
So we are implementing those sorts of changes. I think we need to do more of it, and we need to do it as quickly as possible. But after a couple of those tickets, when your insurance starts to go up, that's what changes your behavior.
And while the Vision Zero program continues to work on both enforcement and infrastructure, trying to slow speeding drivers down and trying to make these dangerous streets safer, well, they also take one day a year, every November, to make sure those stories of loss aren't lost. To remind everybody that every time a life is lost in a traffic accident, it affects lots of other lives, the friends and the family members that those traffic accident victims leave behind.
We hope you enjoyed the story. If you don't want to miss any more great stories about the Charlotte region, please subscribe to our YouTube channel.